Watch out for Bigfoot and maybe a Yeti, because I've got 11 questions for you on folklore and legends. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out my show. If you're brand new to the show and you're like, who's this guy? What is this? And will I like it? Hopefully the answer to all those questions is me, a trivia podcast, and yes. So keep listening and give it like 3 or 4 episodes to see if you're like, oh, I like the cut of this guy's jib. I try to put out this podcast every day. I am a little bit behind right now, but it is a busy holiday season for me. And if you ever want daily trivia in the form of my voice, just go to my Facebook page or YouTube page. We've been doing live streams for 210 days ever since the quarantine started in March 2020. And you can find a 1 or 2 hour show just about every single night. So if you're like, man, I really want some trivia and Buds didn't put out a new podcast, you can find a whole show there to listen to and play along with and win prizes on. We give away stuff like pop culture t-shirts. I'm staring at a stack of stuff right now. We have a Nickelodeon shirt with Rugrats and Rocko's Modern Life and Hey Arnold on it. We have a big bag of Starbucks coffee I have to mail somebody. We have some taco socks. That's right, socks with tacos on them, or sockos. That's the worst joke of all time. I also have a Samuel L. Jackson shirt. He looks very young on it with his arms folded. It's from Captain Marvel, which takes place in the 90s. So lots of fun stuff like that. If you like winning cool things, come play with me every night, Facebook Live, facebook.com/RyanBuds/trivia with Buds, and also youtube.com/trivia with Buds. And then when I do get around to it, I post a lot of episodes of this podcast that you're listening to right now. So it does take me a little bit of time to catch up, usually on the weekends with that. So thanks for bearing with me. If you have a holiday party coming up, send me an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com, or hit me up on the contact form on triviawithbuds.com. Tell me what you have in mind, and I'm sure I can entertain your group virtually from near or far. Okay, go do that. That'll be awesome of you. We're going to jump into some folklore and legends questions. I've got 11 questions coming at you right now. Here we go. Folklore and legends, 2 of my favorite topics in the world. Let's see if you know these. Number 1, first presented in fictional works by Plato, what island is synonymous with advanced, prehistoric, lost civilizations? Number 1, first presented in fictional works by Plato, what island is synonymous with advanced, prehistoric, lost civilizations? Number 1. Question number 2, resembling a plesiosaur, a water-based dinosaur, the Loch Blanc monster is perhaps Scotland's most famous mythical water creature. Scotland's most famous mythical water creature. Nice easy one for you. Number 2. Question number 3, in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, what legendary ship did Davy Jones use to transport the souls of dead sailors to the afterlife? What was the name of that ship Davy Jones used in Pirates of the Caribbean? Number 3. Question number 4, the dolls created in 1959 by Thomas Dam were based on what human-like supernatural beings from Scandinavian folklore? Number 4. What were we talking about there? Number 4. Question number 5, allegedly started by taxidermists in the 1930s. What mythical animal of North American folklore is described as a rabbit with horns? Number 5, started by taxidermists in the 30s. What is that North American folklore legend? A rabbit with horns. Question number 6, at least 70 popular musicians like Kurt Cobain and blues guitarist Robert Johnson have mysteriously died at what cursed age? What cursed age was that? Number 6. Number 7, according to folklore, New Jersey resident Jane Leeds gave birth to what goat-like, kangaroo-like creature in 1735 that still inhabits the Pine Barrens? What is that creature? Number 7. Number 8, American and Canadian folk hero Paul Bunyan is a giant lumberjack, generally accompanied by a blue ox named what? What is the name of Paul Bunyan's blue ox? Number 8. Number 9, known for drinking the blood of livestock, what goat sucker was reportedly first sighted in Puerto Rico in 1995? What goat sucker was reportedly first sighted in Puerto Rico in 1995? And question 10, alleged to have killed a bear when he was only 3 years old, what very real person represented Tennessee in the U.S. House of Representatives in the 1830s? Killed a bear at 3, U.S. Rep in the 1830s. Who was that? Number 10. And the bonus question for 2 points. A 2002 movie stars Richard Gere as a researcher looking for what mythical creature from West Virginia said to have had red eyes, large wings, and fur covering its body. What was this in 2002? Those are all your questions for some folklore and urban legend type trivia questions. We'll be right back in just a second to see how you did with the answers. We are back with the answers to urban legend and folklore trivia. Let's see if you got all these correct. We had 11 questions for you. Here was number 1. First presented in fictional works by Plato, what island is synonymous with advanced prehistoric lost civilizations? I was looking for the magical place of Atlantis. Number 2, resembling a plesiosaur, a water-based dinosaur, the Loch Ness Monster is perhaps Scotland's most famous mythical water creature, the Loch Ness Monster. Number 3, in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, what legendary ship did Davy Jones use to transport the souls of dead sailors to the afterlife? That was called the Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman. And number 4, the dolls created in 1959 by Thomas Dam were based on what? Human-like supernatural beings from Scandinavian folklore. That was trolls, troll dolls, created in 1959. I didn't know they were that old. Troll dolls with the crazy hair. Number 6, allegedly started by taxidermists in the 1930s. What mythical animal of North American folklore is described as a rabbit with horns? That's a jackalope. A jackalope, which I thought was a real thing till probably a couple of years ago. I don't know why I thought it was a real thing. I think I had just seen it enough where I'm like, yeah, maybe some rabbits have horns. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, number 6. At least 70 popular musicians like Kurt Cobain and blues guitarist Robert Johnson have mysteriously died at what cursed age? That's the 27 Club. 27. I think John Belushi, Chris Farley, a bunch of other people. Amy Winehouse, I remember. I think they're all part of the 27 Club, unfortunately. According to folklore, the next one, number 7, New Jersey resident Jane Leeds gave birth to a goat-like, kangaroo-like creature in 1735 that still inhabits the Pine Barrens. That was the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil. Goat-like, kangaroo-like. Interesting. Number 8, Canadian and American folk hero Paul Bunyan had a big blue ox named Babe, like the pig that talks. Number 9, known for drinking the blood of livestock, what goat sucker was reportedly first sighted in Puerto Rico in 1995? That was the Chupacabra. And alleged to have killed a bear when he was 3 years old. What very real person represented Tennessee in the U.S. House of Reps in the 1830s? Davy Crockett. You've probably seen his famous hat, Davy Crockett. And number 11 for 2 points, a 2002 movie, one of my favorite spooky movies, stars Richard Gere as a researcher looking for what mythical creature from West Virginia said to have red eyes, large wings, and fur covering its body. That is the Mothman from the Mothman Prophecies. Great movie, great book, very scary book. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Scariest book I ever read. There you have it, guys. Those are all of your questions and answers for folklore and legends trivia. Thanks for playing along with me today on the show. If you're on a road trip, let me know. I always like hearing about people who are like, hey, I stumbled across your show. We were looking for something fun to do, and thanks for the questions. I get those emails and messages all the time, and sometimes people will record like my name or the name of the episode on their radio, and they will post it as like an Instagram story. So I love getting stuff like that. It really helps me connect with the listeners. So if you ever have anything like that, or you listen to the show in a unique way with your friends or on Zoom or something, feel free to send me that stuff. I'll share it every time you send it. We have one more thing for you called the fact of the day. The fact of today is you can buy a toupee for your dog in Tokyo. You can buy a toupee for your dog in Tokyo. Now you know. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Thanks for telling a friend about the podcast, and we'll see you next time for more trivia with me. Cheers.